example, concert series that I've hosted with the Pittsburgh Symphony, I am so struck by the operations people who go in the background and make sure the concert actually happens.
Right.
So often in the past, the musicians just came in and played the music and went home. And now it seems to me that you and others are getting a chance to actually help create the context in which you work, which is such a major part of your lives and affects you in so many ways because it is so big and complex and expensive. And so now you take part in it. One more thing I might want to ask you, and it's about the strategies of making a career. It's something you and I have talked about, and it was certainly something that I hadn't known about. The opportunities that arise for you, when they arise in your life, and how you strategize when the right time is to accept them.
Right, it's really difficult, and I think that I know conservatories are getting better at working at this with their students, at being more realistic about what musicians need to know when they walk out the door with that diploma, what next? Because many times people are floundering, and these are really talented people, and you've given up some of the best years of your life and some of the best, you know, of your parents' savings to have this education. Right? And then what? You know, are you employable or what? But it's such an important thing to know and to have a mentor along the way, or a policy or a program at a school which really sets up some expectations for you so that you know when you need to do what. I was just saying that there is a certain point in your life, if you want to be a performer, when you come out of school or when you go into school and you're not sure, should I be a performer or should I go the educational track or should I do management track? If you have in your heart that you think you would like to try performing and that you think you have a fairly good shot at it, you're not just being delusional, you got to try that now, because your window of opportunity for that, for being able to successfully audition for a job, be it in a symphony orchestra or a string quartet or, you know, a solo career or whatever, your window of is very narrow of opportunity for that. Right. I had started out being an associate principal. I was with Michael Tilson Thomas in the Buffalo Philharmonic, and I was associate principal cellist there. And my choice was, do I follow the first stand principal or an associate principal, or do I follow what my dream was and my heart of hearts? When I grew up in Evansville, Indiana, I would go to the library and check out all the records of the symphony orchestra repertoire, and of course all the records were the Philadelphia Orchestra. So my dream was always to be a string player in the Philadelphia Orchestra.
You mean they didn't even have Cleveland and New York?
No,
or Chicago?
Sorry. They didn't. They really only had Philadelphia.
Philadelphia made a lot of records.
Yeah, that's one of the things we did a lot of. And, or maybe those were just the ones I preferred. But at any rate, that was always my dream. So I decided that after 3 years in the Buffalo Philharmonic, that's what I was going to really try to pursue. There was an opening in Philadelphia, and I thought, you know what, I've got to try that, because if I don't try that now, there may not be another opening there for 10, 15, 20 years, and by that time, my window of opportunity for moving on to something like that would have passed. So fortunately, I was able to win that audition and, you know, be able to fulfill my dream of playing in what I consider to be the best string section in the world. Sorry, Ellen. We have fights over this constantly.
I bet you do. And in Cleveland. But then you had to decide if you would be interested in the principal cello position.
Or any other position.
Right.
And, you know, I had always wanted to have children as well. And, you know, you have to make choices in life. And there's a certain point after you get your dream job and you get your tenure. For women, you know, you have certain years that are your childbearing years, and you make that choice, and I've never regretted it. It was very difficult to live through, and I lived through having au pairs for 21 years in my house with childcare, but, you know, I'm here to...
There's a certain window, you said, when a principal job might appear on the horizon for you.
Right.
And I think you said that it was the same window in which you had to be seriously thinking about children.
Right, right. And that's what happened in my case. But, you know, it was also, do I want that? I mean, what do I want to fulfill my own life? And I think all along your path, you always have to be looking to yourself and listen to your inner...
Always.
And not
Always.
what a teacher says to you that they want for you, or what your parents say that they want for you, or the peer pressure of what somebody says, well, why are you sitting in the back of the Philadelphia Orchestra section? You should be sitting principal somewhere. I'm honored to be sitting in what I consider
And you also
the best
got
section.
other things that are so important to you. And as your son's jumping to give the money shows have actually paid off in ways that are beyond any price.
Yeah. And it may come to somebody sooner, it may come to somebody later so that it works out. But having children and playing the orchestra job is a very, very difficult balance, period. And if you become a principal player on top of that, it just adds another layer. You know, and for me, I have played in 2 quartets professionally and done all kinds of international touring, and, you know, been artist in residence now at Villanova University for about 20 years. So I have fantastic chamber music opportunities in a chamber music series that we program and, you know, invite all the guest artists to ourselves. We have total carte blanche with that. So I have a lot of artistic freedom with those things, and I find my own personal voice through those kinds of things.
Right. Which is to say that your life can be much more varied than your job description would suggest.
And a cellist in the Philadelphia Orchestra.
But you do so many other things in your personal and professional life, and it seems to me that it's the sum total that gives you your satisfaction.
It's absolutely true, and I just feel so blessed that I have all the opportunities that I have, and plus the stability of the job, of having the Philadelphia Orchestra, which provides me with a wonderful living, and that I can have a family, and that I can have a great instrument, and I can have the opportunities to play chamber music and attract really good students to my studio.
And at the same time, you had to make all of this happen.
Yes, I did.
And the Philadelphia Orchestra alone doesn't make it happen.
Nope.
So you never stand still in life. Is this one message we could get from this?
I think so. It's just like how when we practice, we're never really ever reaching perfection, and we go out and we play the best concert we've ever played, but oh, we could do better. We know we could, and we go right back to the practice room.
And then you
it's
go
the same
back
sort
and you
of
make
thing.
it happen. And now orchestras are learning that they can be better institutions. And you're right in the heart of that.
And it's exciting to be a part of that.
I bet. So thank you, Gloria.
Thank you for the
so
opportunity.
much.